now in session. October 28th is now in session. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. First item, okay, first of all, PB 20-44 and PB 20-45, 700 and 800 Bradley Hill Road site plan will not be heard tonight. It has been postponed till November 12th. So anybody that's here for that, it will not be heard. Come back on November 12th. Thank you. Okay, first item is PB 20-41. Request to release Raleigh from performance bond and substitute Silverman LLC to the performance bond. Okay, before we get into that, I'm going to call roll call. Okay, Thomas Warren, I'm here. Mr. Young was here. Did he come back?
Mr. Young's back.
Okay, Mr. Young is back. Mr. Mandel is here. Mr. Sweeney is here. Mr.
Here.
Here. Mr. Andrews is here. Mr. McCory is here. And I see Bruce Bondi's here. So the board is, everyone is here. Thank you very much, board members. Okay, who's doing the Raleigh performance bond? Is anybody here for the PB 20-41, the release of the Raleigh from the performance bond? All right, well, we'll go on with it anyway. I only have one note. The Office of Building, Zoning, Planning, Administration, and Enforcement, Jane Slavin, dated October 21st. And she says that the OBZPAE has no objection to, I guess, changing over the performance bond. I have to, I think now go to our town attorney. And Rick, can you tell us what we have to do on this or whatever?
Yeah, this is a case I spoke to the council on this matter, and the property has been sold or is being sold. So obviously the current owner wants to get the bond money back, and it's been arranged that the purchaser is going to substitute a equivalent value bond. I've taken a look at the bond. It's in sufficient format. It's legally sufficient.
Okay, so what should the board do? We just formally go ahead and allow the transfer to happen, or what do we do?
Yeah, I would say there should be a vote on relieving the existing bond and then substituting the new bond in its place.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to have a motion from the board to approve the release of the release Raleigh from performance bond.
Mr. Chairman, I believe there was a comment from Bruce Peters.
I don't have any comments from Bruce. I'm sorry. I was going to ask you about that. I have nothing.
I don't think he had any objection. Cheryl, did I thought there was one that came in from Bruce, no objection? Is she here?
No, I don't believe I had one from Bruce.
Oh, okay, it might have been another one I was thinking of. Okay, as long as it's sufficient legally, I think it's fine for the town attorney.
Okay, because like I said, the only thing that I have is Jane is from you in respect to that.
Okay, I thought I saw something, but it could have been another one that he didn't have a comment.
All right, okay. So I guess I'm not sure on the wording. I think, Cheryl, you're going to have to get this from the as to the exact verbiage on it. But again, I want a motion from the board to release Raleigh from the performance bond and to substitute, I guess it's Silverman LLC to the performance bond and to associate whatever paperwork has to go with that. And as long as the town attorney is satisfactory that the bond is transferred, and you know, again, like I said, we've never done this. I've never done this before, so I'm not too sure.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me have, do I have a motion?
Mr. Mandel, motion.
Mr. Mandel motions. Okay, do I have a second?
Young seconds.
Who said it? Who seconded?
Young.
Young seconds it. Okay. Okay. All in favor of transferring the bond from Raleigh to Silverton, please say aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition, so it's carried. Okay, thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is the carpentry shop, PB 20-42. Okay, is there anybody here from the carpentry shop? Please turn your microphone on. There you are. Okay.
I have my phone and my computer. Does everybody hear me twice?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and this is my husband, Julian. We're the owners of the carpentry shop.
Okay. Could you please explain your application for us?
Sure. So we moved into the space fairly recently, and we went into the town to see what we had to do, and that's kind of how we got here. And we manufacture and we make like live edge tables, benches, cutting boards,
Carpentry.
just, yeah, basically just all custom work.
Okay, and you're into us for a conditional use permit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go through the consultant's report. Now, as I'm going through this, if you have any questions, please stop me and we'll answer the questions the best we can. If not, we have
Okay.
professionals that will help you with this, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. First is the Office of Building, Zoning and Plan. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have a copy of all these consultants' reports? Has the town a copy?
Yeah, they were sent to me via email.
Okay, fine, okay. Okay, Jane Slavin, October 21st. She has, I'm sorry, she has 5 items. Okay. Office of Department of Environmental Management, Bruce Peters, dated October 27th. This department has no objection to this project at this time. Rockland County Department of Planning, dated September 29th. They have 5 comments. Rockland County Drainage, dated October 5th. Rockland County Drainage Authority does not object to the planning board assuming responsibility for lead agency proposed to the above reference matter. Please note that any future development proposal for this site will require a review and a written determination from the Rockland County Drainage Agency whether the permit is required. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to get a permit from the Rockland County Drainage Authority. Okay, Rockland County Sewer District, number 1, October 27th. They have 2 comments. And I also have correspondence from Rockland County Planning Department allowing Orangetown to be lead agent. Orangetown ZBA allowing planning board to be lead agent. From the Orangetown ZBA stating no further correspondence is necessary. from the Rockland County Highway Department. This project is out of our jurisdiction of this agency, and no further comments. That is all I have. Cheryl, is there anything else that I missed?
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, just a question
Yes.
on the drainage agency. Did you say no permit is required?
Mr. Mandel, I didn't understand you. Go ahead, say that again.
I said, when you read the Rockland County Drainage Agency, did you
Right.
say a permit was required or not required? Because I read here, it says permit from the RCTA is not requested for the proposed reference above.
Okay. As to whether permit.
Yeah, paragraph 2.
Okay. Well, I think basically what it says in there, that any further development
After this,
will require. Okay, so it basically does not say that they need a permit. I think
Right.
basically everything is gonna be done inside the building, so that's really why they're not required for a permit. Okay, let me go through.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, that's correct. This is just for the use. They're not
Right.
proposing any exterior construction at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. So that a Rockland County permit will not be required. Okay, thank you very much. All right, let me go through the board members and let me get their concerns. Okay, Mr. Young, questions and concerns?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing really out of the ordinary. I was just confused by the term landscaping company, but reading their narrative, I see their more landscape design and such. And I think Ms. Slavin just answered the question of whether or not any future construction. I was concerned if there was going to be a fence needed to store equipment and such. So I think we're good to go on this.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Mandel?
and no questions. Their description answered my questions the same as Mr. Young's. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sweeney?
Yeah, no questions. I appreciate the narrative as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dell?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's my assumption from this that the amount of finishes, et cetera, you'll be using will be for incidental use, won't be like 55-gallon drums stored anywhere, so that it would be a potential hazard. The other thing I wanted to verify, it looks like all of your fabrication will take part inside the building. Are both those statements true, or is there something that needed to be corrected?
No, that's both of those
The
statements are
applicant.
correct.
Thank you very much. That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dell. Mr. Andrews?
Yes, I have one question which I thought maybe Mr. Dell would touch on. However, ventilation, you're going to be doing a lot of cutting with table saws and routers, and how is what's going to take place with ventilation? Is it going to be vacuumed? All the machines are connected to a vacuum and
Yes.
Yeah.
Every machine is hooked up to a dust collection system.
Okay, and how that's not going to be disposed outside in the air, is it? It's going to be
No,
It's collected.
It's a vacuum inside the building, and
okay.
it's emptied periodically, and the dust actually stays in the plastic bag when we put it into the dumpster.
Okay. All right. Do you take customers from the outside? I'm looking for furniture.
Next time, all right, you guys the address. Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Hopefully out of this, you get one customer anyway. Mr.
That would be
McCory?
great.
Thank you, Chairman. All questions were answered with the narrative and the question by the other members. I guess just a question for the chairman. This is before us for final, but are they aware they have to go to zoning and Akabor? Is that correct?
I think I refer to Jay Slavin on that, because I think it's a conditional use permit. I don't know. I think we're allowed to give it.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. Condition number 3, they are required by our code to appear before the Zoning Board of Appeals for performance standards, which would address some of the questions that the board members have already asked about their ventilation system and their business operations. And that performance standards are also reviewed by our town engineer. So if there is any concerns about, environmental impacts, they would have to be addressed. An ACABOR review is actually only required for their signage. I put the picture up, which was taken last week. They do have signage on the side of the building. That's, in this case, not a planning board requirement, but our code requirement. So they would need ACABOR approval for the signage. It's my understanding at this time that they do not intend to make any other aesthetic or physical changes to the exterior of the building. So that would
Correct.
not prohibit, any of my conditions would not prohibit you from moving forward with determination this evening.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jane. You just want to clear that out. That's all my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Bond?
I'm good with it. I have no issues.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna open it up to the public. Anybody from the public wish to speak on this comment, on the project? Okay, one more time. Anybody from the public wish to speak on this project? Okay, hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close the public.
Motion
Motion to close public portion.
Okay, Mr. Mendel makes the motion, Mr. Andrews seconds. Anybody, okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No opposition. Thank you very much. Okay, so public session is closed. Can I have a motion to issue a conditional use permit? Conditions?
I think we should do secret first, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Motion for secret.
We should do lead agency. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Okay.
Motion for lead agency.
Motion for the agent, who does? Mr. Mandel?
Mandel.
Okay, do I have a second? Mr. Andrews,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Okay, a motion for, okay, all in favor? Aye, any opposition? None. Okay, thank you very much. Motion for neg deck? Mr. Mandel?
Motion
Second.
for neg deck.
Mr. Andrews, all in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposition? None whatsoever. Okay, very good. A motion to issue a conditional use permit with conditions? Do I have that motion? Mr.
Motion.
Mandel, okay. And the conditions are Jane Slavin, October 21st. She has 5. Department of Environmental Management and Engineering, September 27th, Bruce Peters has 1. Rockland County Planning, September 29th, has 5. Rockland County Drainage Agency, October 5th, the letter. Rockland County Sewer District Number 1, October 27th, they have 2 conditions. Okay, and that's all I have. Do I have a second?
Mr. Andrews seconds.
Mr. Andrews, second. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Okay, you got your conditional use permit. Check with Cheryl and she will tell you guys, the next step you gotta do. You gotta go. And Mr. Andrews has your address, so he might be knocking on your door pretty soon.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay. Next item is PB 20-43. McLaughlin and Associates generator plant. Anybody hear from them?
Oh, that's me.
Hi, Andrew. Okay, very good. Okay, you want to tell us about your project?
Sure. My name is Anthony DiRobertis. I work for Lightning Electric, and we're representing McLaughlin and Associates to install a emergency standby generator for them. Their company is a data research company, and all of their business is done over the computer. And they have a few computer servers in their building that they want to protect in case of an outage. So we presented a 22 kW natural gas standby generator, similar to ones that you see in homes around Orangetown, and we're going to use it for emergency situations. So if they lose power, they can still do business.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me go through the consultants' reports. Jane Slavin, October 21st. She has 3 items. Department of Environmental Management and Engineering, October 27th, Bruce Peters has 1. Department of Planning, October 13th. They have 1. Rockland County Sewer District Number 1, October 27th, they have 2. And I also have from the Rockland County Planning Department allowing Orangetown Planning Board to be lead agent. The Orangetown ZBA allowing Planning Board to be lead agent. We also have from Orangetown ZBA requesting no further correspondence. A letter from Rockland County Highway Department, again, no comments at this time. Rockland County Highway Department allowing us to be lead agent, and that's all I have. Cheryl, anything else?
That's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna open it up to the board. Mr. Young,
No questions or comments, Mr. Chairman.
thank you very much, sir. Mr. Mandel,
No questions or comments. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Mr. Sweeney,
No questions or comments.
thank you, sir. Mr. Dell,
Thank you, sir. From this, it's obvious that this is having a relatively minor impact on the site. It's also allows to reduce noise and the amount of power it's generating, as was pointed out, is really not that significant, so we have to look at it beyond that. So I have no objections, sir. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Mr. Andrews,
I'm good with it.
thank you very much, sir. Mr. McCory,
Oh, everything looks good. I got no questions.
thank you very much, sir. Mr. Bond,
I'm good.
okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna open it up to the public. Anybody from the public wish to speak on this? Okay, one more time. Anybody from the public wish to speak on this project? Okay, can I have a motion to public session?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to bring attention to my comment number 2. I think this is the first time the applicant has been before the board. And if he does not want to go to Akabor, he has to request that be waived.
Yeah, I'd like to request a waiver for the Akabor. We can put some bushes around it, an arborvitae to hide it from the road if necessary. We're about 109 feet from the front yard, so it's not readily visible from the street. But if you did require planting, we could definitely take care of that for you.
Okay, well, you don't want to put planting too close to it because you don't want to stifle the
Right.
air. Okay.
Right, we want to be 3 feet from the side of the generator with any planting.
Right, okay, thank you. All right, before we continue with let me go back to us with the board. Could I have a motion to, waiver,
Public portion.
Jane Slavin, well, okay, the public portion, okay. But, okay, do I have a motion to waiver the public portion?
Motion.
Okay,
Mr.
Mr.
Mandel.
Mandel, and Mr. Andrews seconds. Okay, all in favor? Aye, opposed, none. Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have a motion to waiver Jane Slavin's October 1st, number 2, which says per chapter 2, article 2-4A, ACA board review and approval is required. However, this requirement may be waived at the request of the applicant, approval of the planning board. Do I have a motion for the planning board to approve that being waived? Mr. Mandel.
Motion.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question before we
Yes,
do
Mr.
that.
Andrews. Yes, sir.
How close is this to the driveway coming in?
It's going to be about 3 feet off the driveway.
I would suggest that instead of any planting, we would put a decorative fence up around it. That
Okay.
would ensure that the plants, if any plants get too large or whatever, it might impede the generator, and I think a decorative fence would be better there because it is so close to the driveway.
Okay,
That's
no
my
problem.
suggestion. I don't, you know.
Mr. Chairman,
Do you want, wait, let me just say something. Do you want a fence or maybe 2 ballards?
Ballot.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, what was that?
Would you want a fence or 2 ballards? Because I personally would suggest 2 ballards.
I agree with you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, does the
Mr.
applicant that? Okay, thank you. Okay, so, okay, we have that motion, and I think Mr. Sweeney seconded with the condition that they add 2 ballards, one on either end of the generator for protection. Okay, and let me, do I have a motion to approve that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, no opposition. So, Jane Slavin's number 2 is wavered, and the applicant will add 2 ballards to protect the generator. Okay? I'm gonna open it back up again to the public. Anybody from the public wish to make any comments on this project? Again, one more time, anybody from the public wish to make any comments on this project? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion from the board to close the public? Mr.
Motion to close
Mandel.
public portion.
Hey, Mr. Andrews seconds. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? None. Okay.
Lead agency.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just thinking, all right, let me do that because I don't know if we can do it or not, but it is advertised, so we can. Motion for lead agent.
Motion.
Do I have a second? Mr. Young. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposition? None. Motion for neg deck.
Motion for neg deck.
Mr. Mandel, Mr. Sweeney seconds. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. Okay. Being that this is such a minor thing, can we go to a final on this with conditions?
I make a
Yes.
motion for final with conditions.
Okay.
It is
thank you very much.
advertised as final. It is
Yes, it is
advertised.
advertised, so we can. Okay, can I have a motion for final with conditions? Mr. Sweeney,
Motion.
motion for final with conditions. And the conditions are Jane Slavin, October 25th, number 1 and number 3. Bruce Peters, October 7th, number 1. Rockland County Department of Planning, October 13th, number 1. Rockland County Sewer Department, October 27th, 2 items. And also that the applicant has agreed to install 2 ballards for protection on either end of the generator along the driveway. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, can I have a second?
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Dell.
Chairman, I think you
Yes.
should say that 1 bollard on either end, because it sounded like you were asking for 2 pairs.
No, I'm talking for 1 on either end.
That's right. Okay, I just want to clarify that because what you said was 2 bollards on either end, a total of 4.
Okay, I'm
Minor
sorry, very
point.
good. And he's gonna install them, and I know he's gonna install them so that they can still lift the cover off in between the ballards, so there'll be no problem. Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman, if Anthony could just indicate on the little plan, the 2 bollards, we can approve the location before he actually puts them in.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
Anthony, you
and
can just send that to me.
And then
So I could just put that on the property survey?
Put
And
it
then
on the
get it back to-
property survey and send it to me.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mandel, all in favor? Aye. Any? Okay, you got your generator, Anthony. Good luck with it.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're
Have a
very
great night.
welcome. Okay, you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Other business.
The other business is John Atzel. He said he had a meeting in Clarkstown, but do not see him here now.
All right. See, I got it. Look at it. 8 o'clock. I'm making up for last meeting, so I don't want to hear any complaints. Yeah, Mr. Mandel, I figured you'd be complaining. So what are we gonna do on this? He's gonna ask for what? I don't know what he's gonna ask for.
It says it on the agenda. He wants a waive Akabor on the 119 Tweed on the retaining wall that was in front of the board last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but what does he want to waive? The whole thing?
Going to
the
Akabor.
waiver going to Akabor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to do that? I mean, we know what the.
Did he say
everybody knows-
why? Did he say
No.
why he wanted to waive it?
You have to talk to him.
He's not
Mr.
here,
Chairman?
so.
I disagree.
All right, what's the board's feeling? I'm gonna go right down the line. Mr. Young.
Yeah, I could waive it.
Okay, so you're saying yes. Okay. Mr. Mandel.
No.
Okay, Mr. Mandel is no. Mr. Sweeney.
Yeah, I don't see an explanation of why he wants to waive it. We were just here 2 weeks ago, so I say no.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Dell.
Yes, sir. For the record, it is not the traditional wall that we're seeing because it's the Gabion type, and also to the height of it. And due to the amount of complexity of the review, I think it's only fair that we send it to Akabor. I think it'd be in everybody's best interests.
Okay,
So-
thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Andrews.
No. No
Okay,
way.
thank you, sir.
I'm afraid we start doing this, we're gonna set a precedent. This would be the third one if we waived. And I don't think, there's no plan or anything for landscaping or anything like that. I disagree about waiving it.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. McCory.
Yeah, I agree. I say no to the waiver.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bond.
I don't have to have an opinion.
You gotta have an opinion.
No, send them back aboard. Why not? That's what everybody else wants. So I'm okay with that. So.
Okay. All right. So the consensus of opinion is that we're not going to waiver, that they're going to have to go to Akabor. Okay. Do we have to vote on that, or we were voting for them to waive that, but we're not going to do it. So there's nothing to vote on it, right? Is that
I'll let him know.
okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Mr.
October
Chairman,
14th decisions.
Yes, Mr. Dell.
I'm sorry.
Decision.
Yes, I tried to get into the meeting tonight just by going through the town website, which is why I was a half minute late. I was not able to do that. I thought there was supposed to be a link there and I couldn't find one that was operational. So I had to go through the other agenda, which Ms. Cooper Smith sent to us earlier.
Okay. I think you're going to have to get a hold of, I guess, Matt will try to, whatever it's got to be, or whomever sends the links out. I really don't know.
Right. Matt's on the call, so.
Well, try it. It doesn't work. At least it didn't work for me. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The document there that I saw was only PDF and there was no link in that. And I clicked the meeting, I couldn't find it. Maybe I missed something, but I'm sure other people would also have missed it because in theory, we had a pretty important meeting and things were canceled. We know that, but I noticed not many people appeared and that could have been one of the reasons why.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Dell, if I may.
The website, it seemed to be problematic. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dell, if I may make a suggestion, is, because we'll stay on for another couple of minutes, is for you to go off right now and then come back on and see if you can get back into it. And if you have a problem, and then give Jane a call tomorrow, straighten out. No, no.
No, because I just did it on my second computer and I got on as well. So you
Yeah,
might just be
right.
clicking on something.
I think you're just trying to get rid of me.
Well, Bob, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah,
It could have been,
I
it could have
know.
been, maybe it was
I
a
can
secret.
You've been
easily
trying
get
to
rid
do
of
that
you.
for 40 years,
You
so
know
what's-
that, right? I can kick you out of the meeting anytime I want.
I know.
Bob, try not putting in your name.
Bob, try going off right now.
No, why don't we adjourn before we do that?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Make a motion to
Okay.
approve the minutes from the last meeting. Motion to
I'll
approve
second
minutes.
Mr. Sweeney, thank you very much. Mr. Sweeney makes a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting. I
I'll
have a
second.
second. Mr. Andrews, second. Okay, do I have a motion to close the meeting? Mr.
I have a
Mandel
motion.
makes the motion, and Mr. Dell seconds.
All in favor? Aye.
All in favor, aye. See you guys in November. Don't eat too much candy.
Well,